3, 2, 1, and action.
Welcome back, y'all,
Yay.
to All Four.
Yeah.
The show where four brothers talk about things
Things, all sorts
Gaming things.
and miscellaneous things.
miscellaneous.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Not
so
anything
yeah,
specific.
we are gonna go ahead and do our normal intro where we just talk about things we've been playing recently. Does anyone want to do a specific order? You want to start, Gunner? Go ahead.
I'll start. I've been playing Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Oh, nice.
good.
Okay. All right.
Good.
Brief thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah, I started out with Syndicate. That was the worst thing I could have ever done. The combat in Syndicate is considered the worst combat in the Assassin's Creed trilogy.
Dang,
Or
I
not
didn't
trilogy,
know
but
that.
series. It's like very bad. The characters are very bad. It looks nice. That's about it. And then I tried Odyssey. Odyssey's okay as a game. It's not a good Assassin's Creed game. So then I bought Black Flag. It is really good so far. The story is really interesting. The characters are really fun. I will say at least right now, I feel like the naval combat is a bit overrated from what I've heard. It is good, but it can be a little boring when you're trying to get to one specific spot. I definitely prefer the on foot, just Assassin's Creed stuff. But the naval combat is it's pretty good. I give it a 7 out of 10.
I remember liking it. I actually thought it was pretty good, but
I enjoyed
it.
I know a lot of people like that game because it's Pirate Simulator.
Yeah, it is a good
Yeah.
game. It's just been forever since I personally played it.
Yeah, it's it's good. It's good. It's just not the best part of the game. I do enjoy boarding. The boarding stuff is really fun though.
Yeah,
it
that
is fun
was
to
cool.
board stuff,
Yeah.
board them. I feel also it might just be I'm starting out the game, but it is a tad bit easy. I don't know. It probably gets
Did
harder.
it have difficulty options?
No, but the map is the top of the map is set as easy.
Oh.
The middle is medium. The bottom is hard.
Yeah, okay.
So the farther down you go, the harder it gets. So, that just makes sense.
Cool.
Cool.
That's what I've been playing.
Wow. Interesting. All right, next.
Gabriel, what about you,
No,
man?
nah.
What have you been playing,
What
bro?
have you been playing?
I feel like this ain't gonna go well.
What do you mean?
Like,
You worried we're gonna
Are you gonna get
you up?
canceled?
You get canceled? Guys, I've been playing Flumpties. Been playing Flumpties again.
no. I haven't been playing freaking Flumpties. That's the title, freaking Flumpties.
What have you been playing?
Just say it. Just say
Say
it.
it, man.
I'm playing Halo Infinite.
Whoa!
Oh,
my
Hey, I support you.
No, you don't. You're the one that
Disgusting.
installed it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. All right, what are your thoughts on Halo Infinite?
It's pretty bad.
Okay.
So why are you playing it?
Infection.
Infection.
So Infection is good?
Yeah, Infection's fun.
Yeah,
It's,
season 4.
I mean, it's Infection. It's fun.
Let me ask you a question. Was it worth 5 years waiting?
No, it should have been. And you know how they said we're gonna have Infection and Forge split screen co-op on day 1.
It's a lie.
Lies.
That was a lie.
It was horrible.
Yeah, everything else sucks about the game except for Infection. That's the only reason I played the game.
Oh,
Wow.
Alright.
it's a pretty strong opinion. So
Wow.
okay.
You technically haven't played the campaign, right?
No, I beat it.
You did.
Oh wow.
I beat it. Yeah, it's not
So
good.
it sucked.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
better than 5, but it's pretty bad.
No, it's because the classic.
It ended. The series ended at Halo Reach.
Wow.
Yeah.
This hot takes. Bro.
Nah, that's not.
Let's take the hot takes
That ain't a hot
episode.
take.
That ain't a hot take.
Yeah,
That's like when
honestly.
Bungie left, and that's
Yeah,
obviously
that was
where it
that was
ended.
like their final game.
Yeah,
of Halo.
I pretty much agree with you on that. I'm not gonna lie.
Reach is when it ended,
Yeah,
and,
Reach
and
was
then
the last
4, and then 5.
4. I like 4. 4's not bad.
Anyways, Gage, what have you been playing?
So I've been kind of in a weird spot where I'm playing a few different things, because I have Game Pass, so I downloaded Prey because I kept on thinking I wanted to try it again, and then Gunnar recommended I download it and try it, and I've made it a good ways through it. I don't know if I'm gonna end up completely finishing it.
It's the new one, not the old one.
Yeah, the reboot. I don't know if I'm gonna end up taking it all the way to the end, just because like I feel like it's trying to be like too many things. I'm like,
This hurts me so deep down. Arcane is like literally my favorite game studio.
It's really good though. I like it. I feel like it's not entirely in my taste, but it has some things that I'm really into. But I feel like kind of the RPG side of its design is not my favorite. But outside of that, like I've been playing a little bit of Triangle Strategy off and on here and there. So I've been just kind of like dabbling.
The
with a few
dumbest
different
name
things.
for a video game.
Replaying. Triangle
Replaying
Strategy.
it.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's the dumbest video game name ever. Triangle Strategy.
They always like in
What?
the beginning they're like, dude, okay, we're gonna change the name at some point.
That was really funny how they were like the project name Triangle
Yeah.
Strategy. I mean,
That's-
they just went with it.
Yeah,
They
it's just Triangle
they
Strategy.
literally couldn't think of anything better.
Yeah, that game's phenomenal though. I've been just doing my second playthrough, doing different choices. Really good game. But yeah.
Nice.
So what about you, Gav?
Well, I have been playing Pikmin 1. They recently added it to Switch, and Pikmin 4 was coming out. I had played Pikmin 1 before on the Wii, and I remember I remember thinking it was fun, but I remember thinking it was too hard for me at the time.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh man, 30 days, like that's not enough time, like I can't do this, and I literally never beat it, ever. I would always run out of time and get the bad ending when Olimar becomes a Pikmin.
Yeah,
At the end, which
that's
is-
all we could do as kids is like we just get that ending.
Yeah, so like, I don't know, I guess that kind of soured my taste on the Pikmin franchise for a long time. But then I was like, you know what, they added it to Switch, let me just give it a shot, whatever. So I got Pikmin 1, and I was playing it while I was on vacation, and I was able to beat it twice. And I had a really great time. It was actually so fun. I think I just wasn't in the right frame of mind to be playing it back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, because it really does require, I mean, it's weird because we were talking about this a little bit. It's really Nintendo's take on real-time strategy, gaming. And it really is, and it requires a lot of obviously strategy, time management, resource management. Like, you got to be thinking about what you're going to do, multitasking, right? Because if you don't do those things, like, you're not going to have enough time. But my first time playing through it and beating it, I did it in 21 days. And then
dang.
I went back and played through it again and did it in 15.
Oh man.
So I was
Right.
like, wow, like, because that's the fun of the game, is it's pretty short, all things considered. But, like, the better you get at it, like, you just want to... kind of like the high score thing. Like, you want to keep going back and do it in less and less time.
Yeah.
But yeah, super fun, actually. I really, really enjoyed it, and I plan on trying to go through the series now.
And what are the controls? I was wondering that because you probably played it in handheld mode, right?
I played it in handheld the entire time because, again, I was on vacation.
Does it have like the Wii like the motion controls? And also...
Yes, though I didn't use that because I was playing on Pro Controller because I have Joy-Con Drift. Joy-Con
Yeah.
Drift. So yeah,
That's good.
it does like a hybrid of both. It really only uses the pointer controls when you're about to throw a Pikmin, and then you can like point and then throw. But then all other times it's all like analog control, which I like.
So
I really
do you like shake it to like throw a Pikmin? Is it
No.
that or just
no, you
it's
just
aim
point and then hit a button
and
to
then hit a
throw.
button? Okay, that's how Pikmin 3 Deluxe on Switch was, or you could pick. Because like normally in Pikmin, if you move in a direction, it'll also move the cursor at the same
Right.
time.
Like
It's
the
a little,
GameCube controllers.
it's a little weird, but I was just kind of wondering like what that was. So you played on Pro Controller,
Yeah.
but on your Switch,
Yeah.
handheld.
Yeah, I would just like set it up like on my like little airplane tray or like on my suitcase or whatever. Like yeah. But Pikmin 1, super fun game. I plan on trying to go through the series and we'll see where it goes. So
Hey, if you want to borrow 3, I got you.
do you have deluxe?
Yeah, I got Deluxe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I thought I'd have to pay for that. Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
borrow.
Well, now into the real meat of this video. We're gonna talk about hidden gems in gaming. So,
Sparkle.
yeah, in your guys' opinion, what is a hidden gem game to you?
Can I start?
Well, what does it mean?
Dude,
Oh.
pick me.
Pick me, sir.
Pick me, sir.
A hidden gem is a game that you feel is underappreciated in popular culture.
Almost like everyone knew that.
I was just answering the
No,
question.
I think that's true. It's just like games that don't get enough attention or hype or buzz that you think are just legitimately good games. You know, it's like
Right.
not the AAA gets all the hype, gets all the trailers, all the press,
Yeah.
all that stuff. You know,
And
it
the
kind of
most-
flies under the radar.
And most of them are garbage.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's a hidden gem, it's not garbage.
well, I mean, yeah,
No,
I think
no.
I'm talking about AAA.
Yeah, I'm talking about a lot
Lot
of
of
AAA
AAA.
games are really like bad at
buggy.
once.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Messes.
But yeah, the
Um,
whole point of a hidden gem is like it's like Gavin said, it's under the radar. Like you didn't know. A lot of people don't really like know about it.
But like
or
I'm
play
not in the know of a
Uh,
hidden gem, so I don't even.
No one is. You have to find it.
So I'm.
But,
Gotta go digging.
Technically speaking, a
I
AAA
don't
game
have one.
is actually not a AAA game because of a big studio. It's only ever a AAA and AA. The difference is budget.
Is the batteries.
I mean that makes sense.
Battery.
Like-
Batteries.
The batteries.
The AAA is the
just
double
like-
A's.
oh. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense because Nintendo's put out some like cheap, like what was that, like the jump rope challenge for free?
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
gosh, and everyone loved that game.
Like, yeah, but see, that was from Nintendo, but it's also a free game, so it's like that's not AAA.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely legit. Because like big studios can still make small games, or like Ubisoft with the new Prince of Persia that's coming out. That's something similar, right? That actually does. Maybe that's the example.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I have a hidden that I know everyone is gonna jive with as soon as I say it.
What?
Astro Bears.
Astro Bears?
Astro Bears.
I was not expecting you to pick a party game.
Wait, which one was that? Which one? I think I remember the
you
title.
remember Astro Bears?
Well, how does it play? Like,
Remember
what does it
Astro
look
Bears?
like?
It's like the planet, and then it's like
Gravity.
Tron. You know, you like create a line.
Oh yeah, and you have to avoid
Yeah, you remember
everyone's
we
like
played that?
trail.
That is like the most fun game, but it looks like a Goobers game, man. It's like racing with Ryan.
Like if you look at it for the first time, it looks like shovelware.
Yeah, dude, it looks like shovelware, racing with Ryan. That kind of, it's in that genre. It's the racing with Ryan
Astro
genre.
Bears.
Like, if you see it on the eShop, you're like, what is it? You're like, this is garbage. You're like, whatever this is stupid. But no, dude, you play. I remember I got it because of a beat 'em ups video because he did one of the 10 eShop games worth
Oh
buying.
yeah.
That was one of
And
them.
That was one of them, and he like showed gameplay and highlighted how fun it was to play with other people, and I was like, "Dang, I'll try that."
Dang.
And I don't know how. I think it's pretty cheap. It's like probably like $15, $10, something like that. And I probably got it on sale, and dude, that game's fire.
Astro Bears.
Fun.
Gummy Bears meets Tron.
Gummy Bear meets Tron. It's
But they're
fun,
not
though.
gummies.
Like we've all kind of played it before. Gavin doesn't. Do you remember like playing it though?
I remember playing it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun, dude. Like,
I
honestly.
played the robot that had the garbage stats, but he could take an extra hit.
Yeah. It's a great party game, bro. Like, honestly, I want to go play it. Not even
Honestly,
gonna
you just
lie.
want to ditch this video and just play Astro Bears?
Go play
We
Astro
could do an
Bears.
all four play.
All four play on Astro
Astro
Bears.
Bears.
And I think it's a Switch exclusive right now.
It
might be on Steam.
I literally have no idea.
It might be on PC.
How are we supposed to?
Might be on PC. I don't think it's on like Xbox.
Astro Bears, please get more attention.
Yeah, so hey, if you the audience, if you've like never, you know, if you kind of want a party game, go play Astro Bears. I know it looks weird. I know, you know, you're gonna look like you're that kind of guy that likes racing with Ryan, but it's really good.
that POV, that one guy at the party. Let's play Astro Bears.
Guys, brings a Switch,
Brings his entire Switch
and he has like 4 Joy-Cons
Yeah.
for
in
everyone.
his backpack.
Yeah.
Somehow they don't have drift.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah,
Because he
for real.
doesn't have any friends.
No, I'll play with you guys.
No, but that's why
Who said we were your friends?
What's going
What is
on?
it?
Everyone walks out.
Why am I
Gage is being dunked
I'm
right
getting
now.
roasted. I'm just gonna disappear for the rest of this episode. I'm just gonna walk out the door.
Oh, he's-
Okay, so next I want to talk about. This might not be hidden gem. I do have other games in my mind, but I just want to mention Deathloop.
That is literally
That is not.
the farthest
wrong
one.
episode.
It was
Gunner.
maybe
Hidden gem.
maybe not hidden gem. It was misunderstood.
Gunner, this
In the
is a
beginning.
wrong episode. for
Wrong
this.
episode.
I just need.
You should have said this at the beginning.
I just need.
Wait, what'd you say? You said Black Flag.
Black Flag.
All right, Gunner,
I
just
wanna-
explain that you played Deathloop, and then we have to move on.
I really want to talk about it. It's an amazing game. It's literally one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite games now. I really recommend it. It is really well made. I'm not
Sorry,
going to
the
say
downfall,
anything.
sorry,
I'm not going
downfall.
to say anything to spoil it. But
You die.
the voice acting is 10 out of 10, and the idea is 10 out of 10.
The
and
idea?
It is a 10 out of 10 game. I'm done.
Cover
Wow.
art,
Wow.
10 out of 10.
Wow.
Okay,
Alright, do you
now-
have a hidden gem?
Yeah, I do have a hidden gem. I do
So
have a
back to
hidden
the
gem.
episode.
Back to the that was
like a
just like
commercial break.
Commercial break, commercial break. I just need to say that.
it was a commercial break.
So,
Deathloop.
Deathloop coming to consoles 2 years ago.
so the next game I'm going to talk about is a game called Scarlet Nexus.
Connor, what?
It
It is
is
not a
It is
hidden gem.
underrated.
Everyone
It
knows
is-
that
that is
game.
not a hidden gem,
Everyone
bro.
knows about
He
it.
does not understand the assignment.
That is not a hidden gem. That is
Who
like
knows about
that was
that
a
game?
big budget
What?
Xbox game.
I don't even know who made that.
Connor, do you have any other games like you only play?
You literally said that you liked indie games before.
That is an indie
No,
game.
it's not. Who made that? That was
It-
Bandai, right?
No, it was not.
Who?
It was
I
Public
don't
Farm.
remember exactly. I don't know.
I'm not
It was not.
convinced.
It was not Bandai.
I'm gonna null and void that statement.
All right, fine. I'm at my last pick. Amori. This game is criminally underrated.
I'll let you slide
I
with
mean
that.
that's definitely better than the other two.
Amori is a.
Let me just talk about my hidden gem, Starfield.
By the way, hey guys, have you heard of a game called Skyrim? Have you heard of Skyrim? It's pretty.
Completely underrated. Nobody knows about it.
No one ever played it. It didn't sell like over 10, 20 million copies.
Yo, guys,
Scarlet
have you-
Nexus didn't.
have you-
I doubt. Got
Dude,
to
I
a
could go on
million.
Google right now.
Guys.
I guarantee you, bro. It's gonna say like it sold like millions of copies.
Guys,
Google.
hidden gem, Pokemon.
Pokemon. You ever play Pokemon?
Anyways, let
Anybody play
the man talk about
Roblox?
Amori.
Amori is
Minecraft.
Shut up.
the best and most emotionally fulfilling video game I've ever played. It is my second favorite video game of all time. In our last video, I really wanted to talk about it,
I
but
remember.
these goobers didn't let me because it wasn't a franchise.
Yeah, it wasn't.
True.
It
stand
is
by that.
literally
Yeah.
the best story in a video game I have ever played.
Which game is Amori? I don't remember.
It's that one that almost looks like
Earthbound,
It's
like,
like
the comments
Hand
are
yeah,
on.
Earthbound or Undertale. It's kind of a
Mhm.
similar vibe.
Yeah,
I
it's
remember.
hand-drawn.
Okay, I'm looking it up now. I remember the cover art,
Mhm, it is really good.
but I don't know anything about this
It's.
game.
I think it's one of those games. It's like, it's definitely trying to like have like a big overarching like message, and I
Yeah,
feel like
it
it's the kind
does.
of thing
Okay.
that if
Like underlying themes.
It
yeah, and I
definitely
think
has that.
I think it's the kind of thing where like if you played it, you'll really like it. But
Mhm.
if you just look at it, people are like, I don't know, like I've heard
so,
of that.
and
you know?
even like the style is amazing.
like art style.
the art style, yeah.
So yeah,
So I mean, is it one of those games where it's like kind of style over substance? So like the story's better and the gameplay's kind of simplistic, or
The gameplay is actually
good?
really good. Yeah, I won't try to spoil anything too big, but it's basically like it's all literally the gameplay is based off of emotions. It's like a rock paper scissors situation. It's like everyone can have any emotion at any time.
It reminds me of
but
Earthbound.
one emotion is better at this. Like happy beats angry, angry beats sad, sad beats happy.
Well, is it
It's
like
a
an
triangle.
RPG?
Yeah, it's a
Turn-based.
turn-based RPG.
Oh, okay.
And
I have no idea what kind of game this is.
yeah, and it's like a triangle. So it's
it's like the weapon track.
So it's like
Yeah.
the Illuminati.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the story literally got me to cry so many times. It is incredible, and it's actually pretty funny. There are like some really funny parts,
What about the?
and it's very creative, and it is just one of the most well-made games, and it is so like underrated and not known enough.
more people need to try
Yeah,
it.
more people need to try it. More people need to play it. Like even think about it, it's got me kind of like emotional. It's like you think about the game and then you just get emotional. Like every time I think about it, it's on the music. Oh my gosh, the music
The
works
music.
so well.
Oh,
Everything
Oh.
about that game is just so well made. I would 100% recommend it.
yeah, you've been telling me to play it because it left Game
Uh-huh.
Pass, but I wanted it on Switch because I like my RPGs.
Yeah,
on
Gage
Switch.
is weird about that. Gage is like, I need to play RPG on Switch because
Yeah.
Switch, Nintendo, and Nintendo Japanese.
Yeah, I was that guy that bought Persona 5 on Switch
Which
just
was
because
so
it
stupid.
felt more right to me.
Even though it runs
half of
better.
the audience just left the chat.
You bought it for Switch.
Even though it runs way better on
Fake
Xbox.
fan. Well,
So you had one.
Yeah. Well, I really thought
Scarlet Nexus.
I really thought Scarlet Nexus.
Everyone knows that game.
Like I didn't know that. I didn't know about it.
That's like big budget. Like
you
that was
live
kind
under
of,
a rock.
that was kind of a big deal.
I knew Deathloop wasn't gonna work, but I thought Scarlet.
But you just said it anyway.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about it.
I really game was
Anyway.
I
so
had
good.
to have a commercial break for that.
All right, someone else throw out an example.
Well, I don't think Gabriel. Do you even have anything?
Apex Legends.
Okay, I'm gonna say a game, and I'm gonna. I know he knows about it, but I want to see if you two know about it. Have you heard of the game Road 96?
Road 96.
Yeah.
I do not know this game.
Yeah, this is a good answer. Yeah, you played that.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's
Tell me about it.
Okay,
Seemed cool.
I'm very bad at describing things, so I hope Gunnar can be my interpretator
It's
here.
a choice-based game, right?
Interpretator.
Interpretator.
Interpretator. Taters.
Well, you're my
We're
mind.
literally just watching
Well,
Lord of the Rings.
at
You're
least-
off to a good start.
At least they ain't as weird as Raymond Oranges.
Yeah, I gotta go watch last episode.
Yeah.
Raymond Oranges. Okay, so it is like a narrative. Why are you staring at me? like
Good
that,
job.
Gavin?
Good job. Good
It's
description.
narrative? Okay.
Narrative. Good
We
start.
are
Good start.
invested.
It's a narrative-driven, choice-based game.
Choice-based game. Choice-based game.
Yes.
Good.
So basically, you're playing as a teenager trying to leave this country from, and basically like this president's gonna get elected, and he's like a complete like turd. Every
not a
team
turd.
that's trying to escape, he like puts them in like this place called the Pit, and they like
Wait, what?
yeah, he like
President's throwing people in the pit.
Why are people electing?
It's a very politically driven game. It's
Yeah.
an interesting.
I'm actually thinking that I maybe know what game this is now.
It's got
The
interesting
cover
style,
art
too.
is like
like the
sign.
sign.
It's just
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
I remember at one point I showed you the trailer for it.
Well,
It had the
I
really
think I've
good
seen the
song.
trailer.
alright, so
yeah, it looked cool.
like you're basically trying to like you're trying to do whatever you can to leave the country. You can hitch rides with people, you can call taxis, you can just walk. Of course, you can just hitchhike. I already said that, but
But you choose like what
Yeah.
you do.
yeah, you choose what you do. A lot of again, it does fall in the illusion of choices. It just, you get like a different voice line than stuff same. But you do get some very big choices to where it just pauses the whole game and you have as much time as you can
Mhm.
to just like choose. The voice, it's fully voice acted. The voice acting is really good. It's like really good.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, fully
Yeah,
voice
like
acted.
it's good. Your character doesn't speak. I guess that maybe that doesn't count. I don't know. Like, it's like the character you're talking to says something, and you have like 3 boxes of choices to do, and they're basically the same. You can be like that nice person, you can be that like middle of the road, or you can just be a jerk to them.
Oh, okay.
And you have like 3 like different things you can be, different kinds of people you can be. Like you can be the very free spirited person. You can be the very like political, like tell people to vote kind of person. Or-
Vote-
Propaganda.
Propaganda. Vote for my president.
Or you
He's
can,
throwing people in the pit.
He's throwing me.
or you can become like a rebel. You can become like a rebel and like rebel against the president.
The Rebel Alliance.
Is it a long game?
It is not that long. It's meant for multiple playthroughs.
That makes I'm vibing. I'm
Well,
vibing.
It's definitely.
I'm not
really?
exactly sure about that because like
You don't get all that.
the way the game works is you already play through it multiple times in the main game. Like you don't play as one person. You play as multiple people.
That's why
over
it's not all
multiple-
voice acted. Your character.
Like
Yeah.
playing the game. You play as multiple people.
Ah.
And it's really interesting. This is just a small mechanic because I played the game too. It was pretty good.
It's really good.
There's just like a small mechanic that I really enjoyed where if you found like a telephone booth, you could call your parents. And it was interesting seeing like each parent's like reaction
they'd, like,
to
talk
like
to you.
each teenager. Like seeing like just how what their reaction was and like what happened to them. It was an interesting thing to see because like some parents got like arrested, some were just mad, some didn't care. It was that sort of thing.
Dang.
It was really interesting.
And the variety of characters. There are it's like a bunch of scenarios each time, and each scenario involves certain characters that go with your character. Like there's a bunch of them. How many are there, Gar?
I don't know the exact number.
But like it has a good
bunch of
amount.
Yeah, it's like those specific characters, and they're all really good. Music is amazing. Music's really
Music's
good.
good.
Yeah. Music's
I,
really
it's not
I, I
good?
find it debate. The main song is the best song, but the other songs, in my opinion, are just like pretty good or okay.
Mid.
Yeah, like but the
Mid.
main song, like by Cocoon Road, really well done.
Yeah, so I really recommend the game. It's really good. Go play it.
Has that the multiple characters and multiple perspective? That kind of reminds me. Did anyone in here play Octopath Traveler?
Did you play it?
No, but I want.
Oh.
I've been wanting to maybe play that game.
I was like, wait, did you? I was like, I don't remember.
The thing that bothers me about it, though, remember I had this big conversation with you about like how I feel about JRPGs, like story versus mechanics.
You should like
Like-
give a little bit of an idea to the audience.
See, this is just a random like tangent here, but like I don't know, JRPGs. It's like it's either gotta have like a really amazing story to grip me, and if it's just like whatever turn-based combat, like that's fine as long as it has like a really really good story.
Right.
Or the story can be kind of just whatever, average, maybe a little above average, whatever. But it's really got to have good gameplay, like something to make the combat unique or something. Because in my mind, if it's just turn-based combat and that's it, and the story's just kind of okay or it's pretty good, like I'm not gonna be able to stick with the game.
Yeah.
Just because like. Yeah, I'm doing the exact same thing with turn-based combat, which I really don't have a problem with by itself.
Right.
It's just
Same.
it's
same.
inherently like a lot of games use it, and a lot of games don't do a lot with it.
Right.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like they don't really get creative with it. It's just here are the stats, here are the attack, weapons, armor, magic, and maybe some of that, whatever. But that's not enough to pull me in for like a mid-story.
Right.
So like
it's like the same thing they've been doing since like the NES.
exactly. Now, like I like when people take twists and turns on the combat. It's like, oh, but it's like action combat, but you can do this and that, whatever. So like Octopath, going back to the multiple perspectives and characters, I kept going back and forth because I think from what I've seen, I've not played it, it's turn-based combat, but the story looks interesting. But the other thing is I've heard that the stories don't really connect in meaningful ways.
That's
Like,
why
yeah.
you thought of it, because he was talking about multiple
Right, it's
characters.
like multiple characters, multiple perspectives. But I've heard from Octopath, people who have played it, it's like the connections are very small
Right.
and
Yeah.
kind of inconsequential. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, like
It's
Yeah.
like basically you're playing 8 different games that sometimes connect in little ways. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know how I feel about that.
Yeah, and like the single character story or all their stories are gonna have to survive on their own, pretty much.
Exactly. So
I thought about playing that game once, and I
should.
looked at like all sorts of reviews. I'm pretty sure it was on Game Pass at one point. It might not be anymore.
I don't think it is anymore.
Yeah, and I looked at them, and I just saw that like I was in like a phase where it wasn't a phase, but I was like really wanting a game.
it's not just a phase, Mom.
I really wanted a game with a good story. And then, like, pretty much everyone said that game was, like, mainly gameplay and the story was, like, not that big of a deal.
Right.
I saw that and I was, like, immediately turned off and just left.
The gameplay looked pretty though.
It looks
Yeah, no,
like
the
a
game
pretty
looks
It
amazing.
looks pretty, man.
Yeah, that's why I was hoping that one of you had played it so you could tell me it was good.
I wish Gunner played it.
Yeah, like, if
when
I
it's
was
on Game
gonna
Pass.
play a game like that, Alive looked better.
Live Alive. That
Live Alive,
that did
Live
look
Alive.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, Live Alive.
Live
Live Alive. Live
It's
Alive.
live alive.
Live Alive.
Yeah.
It did look kind of cool.
Kinda
yeah.
tight
If I was gonna
that.
play a game like that, I would probably play that one
Triangle
just because that one.
Wait, that's a Switch
Live
exclusive
Alive.
too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Live a life.
Yeah.
Go live a life.
Subtle messaging.
Live a life.
Dang, that's like Triangle Strategy. Like those two are the HD2D, but they didn't go to console, which is weird. They didn't go to other consoles except for Octopath and 2. There's 2 also, but like, isn't 2 better though? Isn't that like I know no one has played
I've
it,
watched a
but
few reviews on because I thought the same thing. I'm like, okay, maybe they fixed that one thing,
Right.
and not really is
Yeah.
what I've heard. It's
No.
essentially like 8 different stories, and they
What?
connect in some other ways, but it's nothing like. It's not like they all come together into one story. is what
oh
I've heard.
man,
So I'm like, well, that's kind of like the whole thing that I wanted to change.
yeah. At least have some of that. I don't know. I feel like that's interesting. It's definitely different.
It is.
But I feel like you have to kind of see it in practice because, yeah, you're going to have like maybe some really cool, relatable stories here and there. Like you'll relate to at least one of them a lot.
Right.
But I feel like part of what makes JRPGs so cool most of the time is the characters and kind of like that
and their
camaraderie.
interactions between them,
Their
right?
interactions,
Like, that's what
yeah,
I'm saying. And,
That-
and again, they do interact, but it's just very specific moments, and it's not very. It's pretty short-lived, from what I'm going to hear.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's why stuff like Persona, that really like jives with me because it's always about like, living, growing up with your friends and hanging out with them. And
Live a life.
Live a life. Live a life.
Oh, well, I guess we should probably get back to the topic.
Yeah, we kind of went off a little bit.
Tangent.
We'll cut
JRPG's
a
an
lot.
Octopath.
Maybe. So, this multiple perspectives got me. But anyways,
Yeah, what's your game?
so my this is such a funny game. So my hidden gem is, I forget the entire title. I feel stupid for it now. Bakugan on the Wii.
Yeah,
What
dude.
was that game
Yes,
called?
let's go.
Was that game not so awesome?
Is it just like
Battle
Bakugan
Brawlers?
Battle Brawlers, right?
Bakugan
That's
Battle
the
Brawlers.
stupidest name.
Okay, wait.
Battle Brawlers.
I'm pretty sure that was the name of like the anime though. Like, wasn't it?
It might have been.
I think it was.
How old were you when you played this game?
So here's the thing.
I played last year. What are you talking about? No, I'm just kidding.
That's whatever-
I'm dead.
I think it was Battle Brawlers. I think whatever one was on the Wii.
Yeah,
But-
Bakugan for Wii. Like, it's that one.
Yeah, so this game, I played it when we were young, obviously, and obviously, like, I didn't really watch Bakugan.
We saw like one.
I've seen
episode.
like a scattered, like, very small handful of episodes, pieces of them. Like,
Right.
I got the main gist, you know, people have their Bakugan, you roll them out in the arena into the gate cards, and then they pop open. And in the anime, like when they pop open, the actual monster just comes out of them. And then, like, depending on their stats on the cards, and then you have ability cards that you can play to affect different things.
Like that.
And you basically want your monster's Bakugan's G power to be higher than the other guys by the end of the turn.
Right.
And then that determines who wins. You get the gate card, and you get 3 gate cards to win, I think.
Don't you just like get theirs?
But, like, to win,
Yeah,
I think you need
I think it
3.
is generally 3. Yeah.
3 or 5, I don't remember. But anyway, so yeah, like I got the gist of it. Like I said, I didn't really watch the show that much, but like when we got the game, I was like, oh, this is like Pokemon, right? So like we got it, and it was very different from Pokemon.
Yeah.
There's some similarities, but
Yeah.
the game is so fun.
It
dude.
is.
Like,
It's cool, man. It needs to be ported.
I'm not gonna lie, like to this day, when I think about that game, like I would definitely play it and still have fun because
Yeah.
it's basically, I mean, you do what's in the show. You collect your Bakugan, which you basically just buy them.
Yeah, you just go to
Like,
Walmart, you know? Just go to Walmart and buy some Bakugan.
Imagine Pokemon, except you literally have to purchase them at Walmart. That's pretty much Bakugan. You collect them by literally buying them.
I remember you had like your own room, like you had that like
Yeah,
apartment
yeah,
room.
you have your own
And the
room.
music.
Yeah, yeah, dude. the
This
music-
is my room. This is my stuff.
This is yeah, he does say. He does. Oh, man, let's
This is
go.
my collection.
This is my collection. This is my collection.
Yeah, so
That's fun.
yeah, so you literally just you buy Bakugan, you buy gate cards, you buy ability cards. Literally, it's all just money. I'm not thinking about like, wow, you literally just buy everything.
Buy crap.
How do kids have money? Well, I guess they like bet, which is weird. They bet money in the fight, so they're like, oh, I lost. Here's all my money. Like,
Yeah, there's gotta
It's
be some
gambling.
like theories.
I mean,
like,
it's
dark
the same thing in
theories.
Pokemon though. Like you beat random trainers and they're like, you beat me. Here's $100. Like,
Please don't kill me.
it's like, why?
Oh crap!
It's like, are all Pokemon battles like gambling? Like, is it all money?
It's like an unspoken rule. Like no
It's
one
like,
ever
if you
mentions it.
beat me, I like
Give you all the money in my wallet.
Oh
like
man.
I
wow.
give you my credit card.
Here's my social security number.
This becomes a Mr. Beast video.
So, but yeah, going back to the game. So yeah, you just purchase all the stuff, but you can like choose your different loadouts, choose your different Bakugan and cards and ability cards and stuff like that. And there's some strategy to it, right? So
Yeah.
depending on what ability cards and gate cards you have, you know, and depending on what Bakugan you have, like you can really stack your team up in the best way possible. That's definitely gonna come up. There's a bug on the mic. Gage is
Get it away.
destroying the audio
Get-
right
get
now.
rid of him.
That's literally good.
I know. I was
Just leave it alone.
What's on the phone? What
Let's
you're.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna you sound like a shop fan. So, anyways,
Sorry. Continue.
but yeah, like, and the other interesting part of it is like when it's not just like in the show and in real life where you like throw the Bakugan and get on the card. Like you can control them around the field and everything, and you can like go these crazy
it's
obstacles.
almost like a pinball game. or
Yeah, it
something.
really is. It was very interesting, but also a good move on their part to like try to pick up, extra G power or like some different like status effects and stuff. So yeah, the game is good. The story is nothing special. As far as I remember, you're literally just a guy who like meets up with the characters from the show.
I'm
And-
dead.
And then you like battle them, and then you battle like the bad guys or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like a big tournament essentially. Like there's not much to it.
What do you think
Yeah,
Pokemon
but-
was?
It needs to be ported though.
I wish it would.
It,
Well,
it should.
Yeah, like
It was good enough. It needs to be like a little bit of a
Like, it's-
remaster.
it's
remake a
literally
little bit.
fun. Like
Yeah.
it's actually just a fun game. If you like Pokemon and things like that, it's similar, but it's different enough to where it stands on its own legs, and it's just a good time. Like remember, didn't they release a Bakugan game recently? Like they ended a direct or something.
I kept on thinking about that while you were talking. It was that
Did-
one where like you walk around, like pick up little things.
I
and
never
chuck it.
really because I think they ended like a direct, or was it a developer director partner?
It was a treehouse. I think was it? A
No,
treehouse?
it was definitely because I wouldn't have watched.
It got a treehouse afterward. But
I think it was a partner showcase, and then like when they were ending it, everyone was like, "What's gonna be?" It was Bakugan, and everyone was like, "What is this?"
Well, I was like, this looks stupid, and it apparently got bad reviews.
Oh,
Crap.
that sucks.
It's totally different. So that's not the Bakugan game we're talking about. Okay, like
It's totally different.
You want the one on the Wii? That's
go for
the
the
good
one on the Wii. That was where it was at. Okay.
Yeah,
That
and there was
good.
multiplayer.
Yeah, multiplayer. Yeah, you always beat me because I sucked at the pinball part of it. You just like flew around, got all that.
Yeah, and you could also shoot your opponent if you were like.
I'd be like,
if you were like, it was like the guy who's rolling the Bakugan, and then everyone else can like point the Wiimote at the screen and just shoot the
Shoot
Bakugan to like mess you up.
like drop that frame rate, you know, because it's just so much happening. That
Yeah,
was fun, dude.
Actually, just really
Dang.
randomly good game,
We have
licensed
to,
game.
we're gonna have to do like an all 4 play on this game.
How would you record
That
that?
would be so funny, wouldn't it?
Dude,
All 4 play. Bakugan on the Wii.
also some of the voice clips in that game are just so like they live.
card open.
Get card activate or ability card activate.
Ability card activate.
Like they're ingrained in my brain. What was that?
You remember like what Choji? It was like the fat kid.
He's like the bully guy.
card open.
Get card set.
I remember that.
Oh my gosh. Gunnar, I know you haven't said much about this. Do you know what we're talking about?
I do.
Have you
I
ever
haven't
played
had.
it?
I know. I have not had much to say. I've really been thinking. I think
thinking?
I've thought of 2 things. I'm gonna make the first one short. Do
Okay.
you guys remember the Star Wars fighting game we had a long time?
I remember
the
that!
Clone Wars one on the Wii. Dude, that sucked.
It did, but I just had a really funny memory.
You remember that,
about
Gab?
it. Do you remember that?
I remember.
It was
I
a
remember that.
Star Wars fighting game.
Yeah, it was a
Star fighting
Clone Wars fighting game.
Yeah, I remember you could play
Wait,
General
with
Grievous.
Waggle Tech.
Hold on, I'm unlocking this memory right now.
Had like a yellow cover, I think.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I
It was
remember-
one of the stages in like the Death Star. Was that like a stage?
Yes.
Yes.
I kind
I
of.
think so.
I only remember a stage where you're on like some kind of train. I think I remember something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
This is
true.
right on the tip of my tongue. Like, I think I know what you're talking about.
It-
Wait, was it bad?
I don't think it was good.
Yeah, I don't think it was very
it
good.
was,
I
on,
just
it was
had
a
like
fighting game on the Wii.
I
so-
just I remembered it, and I was like, I remember the memory of me and Gabe playing
Yeah,
it,
I remember.
and then
This is probably how he lost it.
Yeah.
This is the story how he lost it. Yeah, that's the one.
I
yeah,
looked it up.
yeah, that's it.
up.
That's it.
Yeah,
I
Gavin-
remember that.
yeah.
I remember that so
Yeah,
like
Gavin looked it up.
vividly. Literally, me and Gabe were playing it, and I was about to beat him, and it was so funny because I was about to beat him. I was like, "Dude, yeah, let's go!" And like 2 seconds before I beat him, he just like turned it off and was like, "Guess we'll never know."
Got him.
Oh no!
He just turned off.
I
the
broke
game.
it.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
that reminds me of the time Gage Super Mario Sunshine, the GameCube.
What about it?
When I broke it.
Oh.
You remember that?
I just remember the story. Like, didn't I cry?
So this is so random, but like I think we were fighting. Like we weren't like throwing hands, but we were like verbally arguing when we were kids.
you.
Maybe not quite like that.
So and we were like, yeah, we were just having a disagreement and we were mad at each other. Well, then for some
Did
reason
you tackle me?
sat on
Oh.
the GameCube because I was like, this seems like a good place to sit. like a chair, and for some reason,
They just cave in.
Yeah, that's a good seat.
it was the GameCube was on the floor. I don't know why. I sat on it because I was like, this is a good chair. And Super Mario Sunshine was sitting on top of the GameCube. So when I sat down, I just heard a and I was like, what was that? And I looked down
it up.
and Gage's favorite game ever at that point was like Super Mario Sunshine. So I remember I was mad at him. So like part of me was sad that I had just broken it, but my response was,
Oh well.
Oh well.
and Gage was like,
Super Mario Sunshine.
Gage like ripped out of the room to mom and was like,
And we ended up getting another copy later. Hey, that's why I bought 3D All Stars. I needed that game, bro.
because I sat on the original.
Gavin, you were an idiot as a child.
Whoa!
Whoa, I'm gonna cry now.
Hey,
You sat on a GameCube.
Alright.
That-
Let's
No,
get
for
back.
sure.
Wait, Gage, Gage,
Yeah.
hidden gem. You got another
Another
one?
hidden gem. I'm trying to remember what the
Pass.
second one. It's been passed. Well, there was. I'm trying to remember what the second one was. I was thinking of, but one of them.
I think I know another.
is a little bit. It's gaining a little. It's a bit of a cult classic. It's kind of gaining more popularity. I made a
Some
whole.
traction.
I made a whole video about it on my channel. Peter Jackson King
Yeah,
Kong.
I knew this was coming.
The official game of the movie.
Now, before you go further, I will agree. It is pretty solid.
Yeah.
I played it. I've beaten it.
Yeah.
So, like, I
Yeah.
will agree. It's a solid game. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bless you, child.
I'll kind of keep it pretty spiffy, pretty short. You know, I've talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
Talked about it on my channel a lot. Talked about it with Gunnar and Geber and Gavin a lot. You know, but
It's a good game. The end.
it's a good game. It's almost survival horror inspired.
No,
it's very
it's
similar.
not.
I kind of agree.
It is. It has those
Resource
mechanics.
management.
Yeah, resource management.
Got some scares, dude.
Yeah, seriously.
Brontosaurus, is that the name of it? The chapter?
Yeah.
Brontosaurus?
Yeah, I think
dude,
that's the
that
one.
was scary.
Oh, crap.
Like, the scariest parts that I remember of that game were that chapter, and it's literally, it's the part of the movie when all the Brontosauruses are, like, running, and they're, like,
Yeah.
trying to weave in between their legs. But the raptors are after you.
Yeah.
And so you have to like somehow dodge the brontosauruses that are like, you know, trampling around you. But then the velociraptors are like trying to get you.
Yeah,
And it's
dude.
really scary.
It is, dude. Remember when we were kids, bro? Like that was I couldn't even do it. Like it was hard to play.
Yeah.
It was that scary to me.
Like that, and then being in the caves. Whenever the caves, and then the centipedes would be like,
Yeah, I couldn't, man. Like I struggle with that. And going back and replaying it, it's significantly less scary to me now, and I think it's
Right.
just being older, but also like playing it so many times.
yeah, you know
and
exactly what to expect.
You know exactly what to expect. But really, like one small thing I think really helps the game. It's like the weirdest thing to point out, I think, but it is still worth pointing out is the fact that like the not the ADS, the sensitivity is so low and you can't fix it or like change it.
Really?
And normally that would bug me to no end and be like, oh, I just want to fix it because it's a first person game. But the more I sit and think about it, and I talked about this in my video, the more I sit and think about it, the more I actually really like that in this game because it makes me feel more restricted to what I can do. And it gives it's almost like how I would imagine like first person like classic Resident Evil play.
I was gonna say that.
That's
like,
how it almost
the
feels.
movement being like tank controls and like, you know, archaic, quote
Right,
unquote,
more
makes it
janky.
more stressful.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. Like I feel like it actually helps the game feel more scary because you have to know where you're looking. You know, you can look at the dinosaurs, or you can look to where you're running and make sure you get into like a hiding spot right. You know, it's like it's a good game, dude.
All I'm saying is that I believe that this game is on your top 10
Yep.
favorite video games of all time. Right
It
next,
is.
right next to RDR2 and Persona 5. So you know it fits right in there.
Well, when I made the video originally, I didn't play RDR2, but honestly, it probably is up there. But yes, you were not wrong. It
Plus,
is up
doesn't
there.
make any sense.
Plus, it's a good game. Like I
It
think it's
is.
solid.
It is.
And endlessly quotable.
It is.
We got three.
That's burning their bridges. he ain't going.
Race!
He ain't going anywhere.
is-
Oh, it's
And then-
This
so-
way, Jack.
This way, Jack. This island is fantastic, Jack.
We need to do like a super cut of like every single quote from that game.
It's like, it's okay, I got enough magazines. It's okay, I got enough magazines.
Oh, I'm dry!
Oh, I'm dry! right?
No,
Five
it's
magazines
not.
on backup.
5 magazines on
One
backup.
magazine on backup.
One bullet on backup.
No bullets left.
No bullets left.
I'm dry.
See, it's like, dude, that game is so cool because like that helps immersion. So immersion was the name of the game, and that's my jam, man.
Name of the game.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I love the quotes from that game. This is so funny.
It's genuinely
You all right,
so
Carl?
good, and it's becoming more rare and harder to play it because now
You can't buy it.
You can't buy it digitally.
Is it on
the
backwards
X.
compatible?
It is, but you have
Nice.
to have a disc. You can't buy it digitally.
Oh, that's annoying.
I think it's because like licenses or something
Maybe.
like that.
Okay.
So it's I haven't checked, but it's probably expensive online now. And people say the 360 version is the best version of the game, besides maybe the PC version. But I don't know. I don't really mess.
You
with
have
all
that version. You can probably get $100 out of it.
Yeah, I have a 360. Yeah, so I just played on backwards compat, and
You're gonna keep
that
it.
game's
aren't you?
phenomenal. It's like actually really amazing. It's probably the best licensed game I've ever played. and
Bro,
probably one of the
What
best.
about
ones.
Driver? Is that licensed?
What?
Driver 3?
Yeah.
I watched Mini Me, so I
Yeah,
think
I
I know
watched
what you're
Mini-Me.
talking about.
Yeah, I watched that video.
Mini Me's a good YouTuber.
Yeah.
Talks about licensed games.
Sponsor them.
Well, Gunnar, did you say you had another game you were thinking of?
Yeah.
I did.
I
Alright,
just want
you
to say
and
something real quick. Not real quick, but you know, I'm gonna say that.
Real slow.
Does this count? Risk of Rain, 1 or 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
they're like
underrated.
indie games. Yeah,
I
I mean, like they're. Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shit.
I had heard of them
Mm-hmm.
before, but
they're
Um,
good. They actually.
Yeah,
are cool.
Risk of Rain 2. My favorite genres are FPS and roguelike. Those are my 2 favorite genres. That's one reason I really like Deathloop is that it's an FPS roguelike.
Just shut up about Deathloop.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Stop talking about Deathloop.
I'm sorry. But Risk of Rain 2. And Risk of Rain 1 is literally Risk of Rain 2, but 2D. It's
2D.
literally, that's it.
But less good.
I mean, it's
And no
it's pretty
multiplayer.
much the same thing, really.
You got like no.
It's
multiplayer.
literally Risk of Rain 2, but 2D. But the second one's probably better.
It has like the
And-
multiplayer.
It is incredibly replayable and it's an incredibly fun game.
And incredibly
And
hard.
I just enjoy roguelikes. I don't know why. Like one day, I just realized, I was like, man, I play and really like a lot of roguelites. Like, why haven't I noticed this?
Yeah.
have you played Hades?
No, I haven't played that
That
one.
game's fun.
I've played like, you know,
Dead Cells.
Deathloop, Dead Cells. Dead Cells is like really well
Dead
made.
Cells
Like that
is
is
really
a
good.
pop.
That's still getting
experience.
DLC, and it's getting
Yeah.
a show. Do you know that?
A show?
Really?
As far as I know, I thought anyway.
Deserves it. That
Man,
game is
that's
awesome.
great.
Yeah, it got the DLC that crossover with Castlevania.
Yeah, it's got all sorts of
True.
crossovers. But Risk of Rain 2, just a really fun experience. It's just fun. You know, there's like I don't think there's like any story. There's maybe like a basic like plot in like the background or something, just like world building.
But Gunner.
But other than that, there's like no story. It's just all gameplay, and it is really fun. I also like how like you have to unlock every character, and you can like unlock all of like the different like items and stuff. It's just a really
And
fun
then like
game.
the difficulty
And
gets
it's-
harder as time passes.
Yeah, and it's definitely
It
like
is cool, man.
it's
Like,
my
dang.
it's my favorite game to play on Switch.
Roguelikes, I go so back and forth on them because I haven't played like a lot of them. Like I've played Hades, and there's definitely another one that I played that I can't think of right now. But like, I don't know, I go very back and forth because on one hand it is cool to be able to play something like, and the idea is to play it multiple times and you get a different experience every time.
Yeah.
On the other hand, like, I don't know, for me, it's like I really like getting satisfying endings in games, and a lot, not all, but a lot of roguelikes that I have like seen reviews on and stuff like that. Like you have to play for hours and hours and hours just to get to like some sort of ending or credits or whatever. And like I don't know, and a lot of it doesn't really seem satisfying to me. Like for Hades, for example, I think that game is so fun. I got super into it when I first got it. Super great, like combat's awesome.
Yeah.
The art style is amazing. The voice acting is amazing. But it's like it was really hard to get to the final boss, quote unquote, which was your father, which was Hades.
Right.
And beat him so hard because you have to get through like the entire game essentially, and then beat him. And like live that long, right? And beat him, and then it's like okay. Well, then come to find out, the ending, like after you beat him, wasn't really like, it didn't feel like an ending, and I was like, what? And then you restart at the beginning. So I look it up, and I was like, okay, like is there a true ending or something? Yeah, there is. You have to beat it 9 more times, and I was like, no. I was like, no. I've already spent like 10 hours beating it once.
Crap.
9 more. And I will say, he does, like, your character and the other characters you interact with realize that you keep going through again and again. And even when you beat it the first time, like, people have different dialogue and stuff.
Right.
So they planned on you doing that, and it isn't, like, the exact same. But it's just like, dude, I've spent so much time, and I'm not even getting a real ending. Like, so, I don't know. I know not every roguelike is like that, so, you know. But that kind of turned me off to playing a lot of them. It's like, I feel like I'm sinking so much time and not getting a lot out of it other than just the gameplay. And the gameplay is, you know, a big combat loop or whatever. Gameplay loop, whatever you want to call it. So, I don't know. That's just me. Unpopular opinion. Maybe that's a hot take. But,
Yeah, we gotta make that hot take video.
Like, of all, like, when people say, like, gameplay loops, I never usually get it. Because, like, I usually don't get, like,
This is a
you know, they
hidden
talk
gems
about,
video.
like, newer Assassin's Creed games or pretty much any other type of game loop. I don't usually, like, just get into it or get it, really. Not saying, like, I don't enjoy the gameplay. I just, usually whenever there's, like, that loop, I don't really get it. But with roguelites, I do get it. That's the type of gameplay loop that I really enjoy and find, like, that's, like, roguelites get me, like, addicted to games. Like, that's what gets me to, like, play a game non-stop and, like, just not stop playing it. And it's always really fun because it's, like, with, like, Dead Cells and pretty much most roguelites, it's, like, you're completing the game, like, you're playing the game multiple times until you can beat the game without dying once. And it's really fun and it's interesting to, like, experience that. And you're, like, slowly just building up yourself to stronger and stronger heights. And it's always just a really fun loop. And roguelites always have the most, like, creative, like, all roguelites are different. It's so interesting. It's such like a open genre, like open concept. Because, like, an FPS game is an FPS game. But a roguelite game can be, like, top down. It can be 3D, like, behind the shoulder. It can be, like, anything. It could be first person. It can be all sorts of stuff. And it just has to have that really nice gameplay loop.
The progression is
The point.
replaying stuff and realizing that it's getting easier over time.
Get good.
Yeah.
Classic get good.
So I just really enjoyed roguelites.
I remember my last one, but Gabriel it does need to go next. So
Okay.
just y'all don't
Yeah. Just say yes or no. If this is a hidden, like,
We're just going to
First
vote.
part of the episode, what is a hidden gem?
Remember, we
Yeah.
established it.
okay, Superluminal.
Sure.
Sure.
Most indie games, I would say, probably fall in that category of hidden gem.
I don't think Cuphead would count though.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, Cuphead.
Cuphead literally got so
That
famous.
was too high profile. The
Alright.
Superliminal looked cool.
Yeah, have you heard of that game? It's a lot like Portal.
It's like the test chamber.
It's basically perception is reality. It's like if you see something far away that looks small, when you let go of it, it is small. Like you have a giant object.
Optical
and,
illusions.
Yeah, that's like the whole
yeah,
game.
you can like turn a giant object into a small one and put it on a tiny like room with a tiny like push down to put weight on
Tiny
it.
push down.
Tiny push down.
I like push downs. in my
Put
games.
weight on it. Open door. The game is basically like you're in this hotel and you like go in this dreamscape.
Is this a hotel?
It's a hotel.
No, and then you go in this, and then you go in this dreamscape, which is the whole game, to where perception is reality, to where you're basically it's a lot like Portal. You're just going through a bunch of rooms, solving a bunch of different like weird puzzles, and you're basically trying to get out of the dream. It's like really trippy and stuff. Like you'll fall in a hole that's like darkened by shadows, so you can't see it. And then you'll fall, and then the boxes just break apart as soon as you hit the floor, and you're back to where you started.
Won't spoil it.
It's like really trippy.
You're just like,
So basically, it ends like this.
we're gonna have to like bleep this all out. Like just say spoilers.
It does look like a cool game though.
Gavin, I especially recommend that you play it because it's literally a lot like
Because
Portal.
Gavin is the resident Portal fan.
You even have like a
Well, I mean, I like Portal.
you even have a person
like
that
the big Portal fan.
Portal 1 I didn't really like that much.
Hey, they're both great. Oh, Gage? You want
Do
to
we have time for one more?
round us out?
Rounds
I
out.
remember
rounds out.
what my third one was.
Better be good.
Slender the Arrival.
Oh my God.
Let's go.
Everyone knew that game. Everyone knows that game. That was like a big like let's play YouTuber
it
game.
No, that was the Pages.
Same thing. It was a part of it. That was like the demo, or basically. Whatever. Talk about it. Dave. Let's talk about Slender
Oh my
because
goodness.
nobody knows Slendy.
Look, I got a little nervous because that's all I got.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Because everyone watched the garbage movie.
I mean, everybody here pretty much know. Yeah, the movie sucked. Everyone here, y'all get it, right?
No.
It's Slendy.
It is
I
slimy.
don't get it.
It was good.
It was not.
It
Give
was
it-
scary.
give
it
it
was
a
not.
give it a sequel. A
It
sequel.
was-
It definitely was scary. Like,
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
scary
It
at
was-
times.
Okay, maybe like the only scary part was
The
when you're in
house.
the when you're in the caves.
the house was
The
terrifying.
house and the rain when you had to close the doors and
Yes,
windows.
that is literally the scariest part of the entire
No,
game.
that's like the scariest parts are the corn maze, like the farm, and the part when you're in the caves.
The farm is scary.
The farm
Like
and
when
like the cellar.
yeah, and like the kid.
Oh, yeah, okay.
yeah,
That is
like-
terrifying.
And if you're in
That-
like the corn,
Still
and,
the house though. It's like
eh,
he's in there with you.
I'm feeling because he's
But-
aggressive.
like literally, Slenderman is less scary than like the kids because all you gotta do is just not look at him. And, but like
I
with
don't know,
the
but you don't hear him coming.
but like
And-
with
and
the
it won't-
kids, you
and-
just see them and they're like running around.
You just have
Like
to shine them.
remember, like if you walk into the corn, the kid like starts like running after you.
Chicken
in
in
the
the
corn.
corn.
Anyway, that's just all
Is
I
it-
have to say.
It's fun though, man. Like
Eh,
I like
eh.
it because it's cheap and it's good.
I like
And
it
poorly
because
made.
it's cheap.
cheap and poorly made.
It
That's
also has the
My
worst
kinda
sprint.
game.
It also has the worst sprint in horror game history.
Okay,
That
that is
is
bad.
true.
No.
It's like, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know why. It's like you're running 1 minute, and then the other minute you're just like hobbling. You're
Yeah,
just
it's like a weird hobble. It makes no sense.
And like the camera's all weird. Like,
It's messy. I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, it's worse than Case Animatronics one sprint, which is basically just a little thing. It's literally that sprint is just a speed walk.
If even that, it's like speed tiptoeing.
Yeah,
or
right.
something. Yeah, but Slendy. That's all I need to say. Enough said.
Oh my
is Slendy.
Make a
Yes.
sequel, Slender, the revival.
Yeah.
It ended
hey, that's
on a
pretty good.
cliffhanger. It did end on like a cliffhanger.
Yeah, like
Come on,
like
end
your
it.
character dies. and
Come on,
then-
let's go. Like,
No,
Gabriel
Gabriel-
over here spoiling everything.
Gabriel
we
just
talk about.
spoils the
Yeah, you
ending.
just die in the end.
Yeah, basically.
Hey, you guys know the bunker? You know what the
Oh
ending
no!
is?
Don't
Whoa,
say it.
whoa,
Don't say it.
whoa,
Don't say it. Wow.
Cut it! Cut it!
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Like, well,
But
God.
he did tell me what the ending was.
That was an accident.
So, time to end off this episode here. What do we do? Do we have like an outro? Or?
Minecraft.
Is that just gonna be like our
No,
normal
we can't.
outro?
Yes, yes.
Everyone
Yes!
on 3.
No, we can't do Minecraft. No. What was something we said in the beginning? Remember
Minecraft.
There was this.
What did we say?
There was something-
Wait, this episode?
Oh, Joy-Con Drift. Okay,
Alright.
all right. On 3, we'll end the episode. Thanks, you guys, for listening. We'll tune in next time.
Yep.
And until then, 1, 2, 3.
Joy-Con Drift.
Yeah. Smoky donkey.